Feeling confident in his new abilities, Mark risks a team-up with a local villain to take down a crime lord while juggling school and a new relationship. Welcome back to everybody to my channel. If you guys love to watch movies and Invincible on Amazon Prime, you guys are in the right spot. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss any of these up and coming Invincible episode reviews. Today we'll be reviewing the 5th episode of Invincible titled That Actually Hurt. I'm bummed that we only have 3 more episodes after this. I've been enjoying this series so far. It is bloody. It's action-packed. I love the adult animation and the heavy themes within it. And Mark has become a really confident character in this series, and we see that within the 5th episode. He's a little bit cocky at times. He understands his abilities. He tries to do things on his own instead of working alongside his father, Omni-Man. There's this big secret growing throughout the last 4 episodes that started in the first episode when Omni-Man, we saw in the first episode, killed a team of superheroes, and a new team has taken its spot. And not only does this series focus on Mark, also known as Invincible, it also focuses on other superheroes that go to school with Mark and his relationships. It has a nice balance of an origin story mixed with him being a teenager, so it never really forgets that. With this 5th episode, we get moments reminiscent of the first episode in terms of how bloody it is. I'm honestly shocked at times with how violent this show can be. I was pretty shocked in the first episode. I was still shocked with this 5th episode of how crazy it does get, how action-packed it is, and how well it is presented. This is something definitely that I would love to read the source material on, because I really want to see how the rest of the series pans out and what happens to some of these characters, because you really like some of these characters, especially Mark, who is just learning his abilities, but he's also becoming confident pretty quick within himself, learning different things about his powers and where he stands in the superhero world and trying to juggle relationships and all of that. But a lot of these side characters that we get, you end up liking as well, like Eve. And she has a moment in here that kind of feels like WandaVision. She's aware of her abilities and she can control a lot around her. If something doesn't go her way, she reacts pretty quickly to that. We also have Rexplode in here that I like. He's kind of a fireball. He's a little bit hit and miss at times, but I kind of like the character. Now, the story with Omni-Man and his secret kind of takes a step back in this 5th episode. It's a lot about how Mark is teaming up with this local villain to help him take down a crime lord. This villain who can turn himself into stone, repaying his debt to this villain named Metalhead. So this villain and Invincible team up to take down this crime lord, and it just really spirals out of control. And the amount of depth they're willing to give to this side character and how this guy has a family and why he obtained all this money from this crime lord, it really gives some of these smaller characters a sense of personality and tries to make them feel like a human rather than just a big superhero. And so this really challenges Mark as well. Does he help this villain and he learns about this guy's past and who he is, and he just doesn't see him as a villain. He sees him as a person, and he has a family, he has values, he has feelings. So he's really challenging himself as well. Do I team up with this villain to take down this crime lord, or do I not help him because he is a villain? He's tasked with this challenge, and he confines with his family, and some people agree with him and want to help him out, and some people just tell him, don't do that, you'll make the biggest mistake ever. I really love the story for Mark in here. It definitely feels kind of like a filler episode at times, but it is progressing the character very well. It has taken some of the moments from the previous episodes, those big storylines, and kind of taking a step back. There's hints at certain things that it could grow in the upcoming episodes, especially when it comes to Robot and the big villain that was cloning himself in the previous episode. It kind of hints at certain things like that, but it's not having them be the big part of the story. This is a story that focuses on Mark and him juggling relationships and how things could go completely wrong if he doesn't focus on his relationships. It also gives some side characters a lot of growth as well, and I really like that. This show, I'm pleasantly surprised with. I'm loving the animation and how bloody it is. And I also love how personal it is to Mark, and he's growing as a character. This is a show I could probably watch just countless episodes, like 20 plus episodes. And even the filler episodes like this one still feel very strong and have such bloody moments. The end in here, I promise, is a bit of a shocker. And if you haven't read the comic book series like myself, you're wondering what's going to happen next. It grabs you right away and makes sure that you stick around for that next episode. It's absolutely violent, it's bloody, it's action-packed, and it makes you stick around for the end. You want to see what's going to happen next, and you anticipate the next episode just like I am doing. So Invincible, every single week. This is only the third week that it's been released, because the first week did have the first 3 episodes. Last week was number 4. This week is number 5. But it's always managing to impress me with its characters, and watching the growth of Mark is probably the highlight of this series so far. I'm going to go ahead and give the 5th episode of Invincible a B+. Thank you guys for checking my review for the 5th episode of Invincible. Have you guys seen it on Amazon Prime? What do you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below. Are you looking forward to the upcoming episodes? My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.